everyone, all my YouTube friends and family. I hope everyone is doing well. You, your family, me, my family. All right. Wish blessings for everyone. Now today I'm going to do a quick video on coupling and uncoupling. Nikki requested several videos, so I'm gonna do this one today. Coupling and uncoupling. One of the last things you want to do as a truck driver is to call your company and say, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but the trailer fell on the ground. That's terrible because it's preventable. You can easily not drop the trailer by doing a few simple things and crossing your T's and dotting your I's. All right, let's check it out. Coupling and uncoupling is part of the business. It's part of the job. It comes with the territory. And it's imperative that we do it correctly and safely. You don't want to have an accident. Dropping the trailer on its nose is preventable. So here you are in your bobtail. A good way to line up, because a lot of times what I see is people do this. They come all the way like this. This is the trailer they're going to couple to. And they start turning right here, and they be way out here like this, way off, okay? It's best that you turn sooner, like the space before you get to the trailer you're going to. Go ahead and start turning then. By the time you get this tractor, looking in your mirrors, you see that you're pretty much lined up. You should be straight. If not, it's so close. All you're doing is backing up a tractor. So you just back up nice and slow. Got on your hazards and all that good stuff. Whenever you get your rear drives underneath the front of the trailer, and just a trailer that's this for show. When you get the rear drives under the front of the trailer, that's when you want to get out and look. You get out and look to make sure that the trailer that you in a straight line, that you're straight. You want to make sure the fifth wheel is tilted in the proper position to go under the trailer, under the apron. And you also want to make sure there's no holes and nothing in the ground, in case it's like a gravel lot that has like a strip for the trailer dollies or something like that. But anyway, you want to make sure the truck won't dip down. So you also want to make sure that the trailer is at the proper height. If the trailer is too high, it's jacked up too high, it's like that a lot of times. And you don't get out and look, you don't check. Or if you do get out and look, you don't realize it and you continue to back up. Well, then the trailer's going to be in the back of your cab. That's one way to bend up your cab exteriors or your fairing. Or if it's a reefer unit on the front, it goes in the back of the sleeper, which is costly and preventable. So always get out and look. Check things out. Make sure everything is good to go before you proceed. So everything is lined up right. Now, some people may go ahead and connect their airlines and all that stuff. They're hook up all your glad hands. I'll leave that to you. Some people will check it out and get in and just back around up, clink, got it locked in. Now, before you get out, you should do a tug test. Do a tug test. If you do a tug test and this happens, then you wasn't connected anyways. The kingpin was not inside of the fifth wheel jaws, the locking jaws. All right, no problem. The reason you want to do a tug test first is because the trailer is still standing on its own dollies. If you had the dollies up and you pull from the trailer like that, down goes the trailer. Problem. All right. So now once you do a tug test and nothing happens, the trailer goes, don't go dragging the trailer across the parking lot now. Just a tug test to make sure that the tractor is coupled to the trailer properly. Now, when you get out and look, you want to definitely sure that the fifth wheel release arm is all the way in. That's one of the first things you check is the fifth wheel release arm. If the fifth wheel release arm is not all the way in, then it's not coupled properly. You can do a tug test and this will happen. Nothing. It looked like it's hooked. But then you get to riding and you make these turns, the trailer comes off. And then you're like, what happened? But you have to make sure, because sometimes that kingpin can sit just inside the lip enough so when you do a tug test, it'll feel like it's hooked and coupled properly, but it won't be. You make turns and it comes right off the trailer, right off the tractor. All right, so the fifth wheel release arm is very important. Make sure it's all the way in. Then proceed with your routine, how you hook up everything and raise up your dolly legs all the way up. Okay. Now, whenever you uncouple, you lower the dolly legs down to the ground. As soon as you feel pressure, just stop. You hear some people say, leave it up 3 inches, leave it up 1 inch and all that. Forget all that. Go down to the ground, stop. Don't crank it extra. Just down to the ground, stop. Then disconnect however you do it, your routine, that's fine. Release the fifth wheel. Some people, if you don't have a release, air assisted fifth wheel with the knob inside the cab, then you may use a fifth wheel puller or you can pull it yourself. One good thing about having a truck equipped with air assisted fifth wheel release is you won't hurt your shoulder. You won't pull no muscles in your neck, none of that stuff. You don't get greasy or none of like that. All right. If you don't have a truck equipped with that, that's fine. You can use a fifth wheel puller or you just go out and pull it, but be very careful. Don't hurt yourself. Okay. So dolly legs all the way to the ground. The fifth wheel is pulled out or released. Then your air suspension for your drives, lower those. And then what happens is your suspension drops, the trailer's on its own dolly, and then you pull out nice and smooth. Then you go ahead and put your buttons back in position. Whenever someone uncoupling here, boom, all that noise, they didn't drop the airbags. Okay, that can start straining your fifth wheel. So just take those precautions, and you should be safe and sound, and your equipment is in good shape. Now, people have different ways of doing it. That's fine. What I mean by that is they do different things at different times. Some people go around, take care on this side, then come back here. Some people start doing hooking up the glad hands and everything. Have your way of doing it. Make a routine so you do it the same way every time. Try not to be distracted, because if somebody interrupts you or something interrupts you doing your process, you may forget where you were and skip a step. And we can't afford to skip a step, because then bad things happen. So try not to get interrupted. If you do, know where you left off at. Double check everything to make sure everything is like it's supposed to be. And then proceed when you know it's safe for you to proceed. All right, coupling is a part of the job. Some people drop and hook a lot. But as long as you do it the right way, make sure you have, like I said, your routine, and don't forget anything and don't take any shortcuts. You should be just fine. Whenever you can take a flashlight and stand right here, you don't necessarily have to get under the trailer. You can stand right by the dollies, shine a flashlight. You want to make sure the locking jaws is all the way around the kingpin. All right. And that way, it's hooked. And that's like you already did your tug test. You made sure the release arm is completely in. And you also check the locking jaws with the kingpin. Okay. If the trailer is too high when you go to couple up, then you have to lower it down. All right. The fifth wheel should raise the trailer just a touch, because you don't want any space, in the apron and the fifth wheel. It needs to be no space, no daylight. Okay, now this seems very simple. I'm just trying to make sure I say things more than one time, because nobody learned the ABCs saying it one time. It's repeat, repeat, repeat. So I just want you to get your brains branded so you won't forget any steps. Okay, take your time doing this stuff. You don't want to get hurt, and you don't want to damage any part of the equipment. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about now. A little bit of coupling, uncoupling. Have any questions? Feel free to reach out to me. No big deal. Feel free to comment if you like. But I just want you to be safe and have a great day. This is Thomas Young, 18 Wheels Maneuvering Skills. That's T Young, 18 WMS. Let's stay safe.